Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is the Pussers Gunpowder Proof Rum and Maui Gold Pineapple Infusion Experiment Part 2. So just to recap, we have 3 jars. There are 7 pineapples, 3 bottles of rum. These are half-gallon mason jars. So this is the first jar, and yeah, there's a lot missing. So basically every week over the last 6 weeks, I have tasted a little bit every week to see kind of how it progresses or evolves. I can tell you that the longer time goes on, the more it starts to mellow out a little bit. Really not a lot of change in the first few weeks at all. One thing I noticed when I started this whole experiment is that the pineapple starts absorbing the rum. So after a week, I realized there was quite a bit of rum missing. Well, it wasn't missing, it was just absorbed. So I had to top these jars off. So if you flip the jar upside down, there's a tiny little bubble here. Well, I was about like an inch down. So this was just shy of 3 bottles for the jar, or just shy of a bottle per jar. I would say it exceeds 3 bottles by the time you top these off. So for the first 2 weeks, you want to check these like every 2 days. And I found that I top these off maybe 2 or 3 times. So probably twice in the first week, and then maybe once in the second week. I fill it right up to the top and cap it off. I also recommend that you flip these like every, I don't know, in the beginning maybe more often just to check it. But beyond that, you know, once a week or so, just to kind of, I don't know, move things around. So, anyway, let's get right into testing it out, see what we got here. So, I have a fork, I have some pineapple. Whew. It's sweet, but it definitely carries some heat. You know that there's booze in there. I was hoping for something really smooth that you can just sit and munch on. However, I don't think that's the case with this. Like, I don't know, you could just sit and eat a few of them, but you're not going to sit and just plow through like a bowl of that. Let's just try the straight up rum that's remaining. See, that's lots of pineapple, sweet, or I should say sweeter. Really no real burn on the back end, just tiniest little bit. Like, you know it's alcohol, but it's definitely way more mellow than the original product. The gunpowder proof is 109 proof, so it's definitely not something most people would just sit and want to drink. Yeah, that's really easy to drink. And that's at room temperature. If it was chilled, you could just drink it. For sure, for sure. I like the liquor that's left behind. The pineapple is a little hot, but it's still really good. It'd make for great cocktail garnishes, or just, you know, eat a few of them with a drink. My plan for these jars is more than likely going to be pina coladas. So I'm probably going to mix the fruit and the liquid with some pina colada mix in blenders and make pina coladas out of it. I am going to redo this with something a little milder. Like I said, my goal is to end up with pineapple that you can just sit and eat. And I don't think it's quite there. I think that the fruit's a little warm still for most people. I think most people would eat 1 or 2. But if you wanted to sit and eat the pineapple, it's really not, I don't know, not quite there. I'm going to keep trying it, and if for some reason in time it mellows out enough to where you can do that, great. It's almost like the majority of the alcohol and flavors now in the pineapple itself, and the liquid left behind is definitely not as strong tasting. So there's no way to, I guess, validate that or prove it one way or the other. But it would seem that way. It would seem like most of the rum and the heat and the flavors in the pineapple and the liquid left behind is super easy to drink. So today we're going to make a drink with what's left behind. Well, the liquid. All right, so my amateur bartender skills here. I am going to do a second version of this, and I'm going to use a different rum. It's not going to be Pussers, but I would recommend if you want something super edible, easy to eat. This is pretty easy to eat. I'm just saying, like, if you want it not to have like a super strong presence of alcohol, I would go with their 84 proof, the original Pussers. Pussers is a great rum for like tropical drinks. That's why I like it. I buy it for my rum punches or any kind of mixed drink. You can drink the 84 straight up if you want to, mix as well with Coke, but I prefer it like tropical drinks myself. So anyway, we are going to rob the jar of another pineapple to garnish our beverage. And we're going to toss a cherry in there. All right. So this is my rum punch recipe. Typically I make this in like a big punch jar or like one of those dispensers, beverage dispensers. And so I make it larger quantity. I'll go over the basic recipe and how I make it for a party. All right, then we're gonna do a splash of Grenadine. If you don't have Grenadine, you can use some of that cherry juice out of the jar. Probably about, I don't know, half an ounce, something like that. And then I have a double shot glass right here. Let's go ahead and add our liquor. We're gonna use the rum right from this jar. Almost done with that first one. Look at that. Dole pineapple juice. Dole's the only one that I find that's in the refrigerator section of your grocery store. I prefer that over what sits on the shelf in the can. Just has a better flavor to me. This is, I think it's called Humex. Looks like Jumex, but I think the J is like Hue. This is what I normally buy. The stuff I had in the original video was from Costco. I think the Costco thing was a better product, but I didn't want to go back to Costco just to get it. This is what I normally use right here, so we're keeping it true to my personal recipe. And then OJ, this is just Meyer brand. Meyer's at the grocery store. I just bought the store brand because it was on sale for $2.50. Like $1.50 cheaper than like Simply Orange. Anyway, so yeah, I'm being cheap about it. I'm kind of a cheap person in general. So that's kind of what I do. So equal parts rum juice. So guava, pineapple, orange juice, rum, squeeze of lemon, or excuse me, lime, about a half an ounce of grenadine, cherry. We're using the pineapple. A lot of times this punch is garnished with oranges. If you're making a punch bowl, slice up some oranges, throw them in the bowl along with the cherries and the lime. If I'm making a big portion of this, I usually use one whole bottle of rum, a 64 ounce of pineapple and orange juice, and 2 of the Guava Nectars. These are a little bit bigger, but anyway, 2 of these, 1 of each of these, kind of grenadine to color. I like a little bit of that red to pop through. If you put too much grenadine in there though, it'll get really sweet. And then you just shake it really good. All right guys, real quick, forgot the cream of coconut. I normally don't buy this squeeze bottle. They sell it in a can. It's a little thinner. I like that. Put a little squirt in there. Not too much. This will also sweeten it a lot if you put a lot in there. And the coconut flavor is not super strong, so I don't find a huge benefit to putting a ton in there. And the reason you want to shake this really well is because that syrup or coconut cream of coconut is thicker, and since it's cold, it doesn't mix very well. So again, attempt to shake it really good. All right, guys. So hopefully this is just the right amount. Might be a little too much, but. Alright. Look at that. Perfect. You'd almost think I was a bartender. I'm not. Alright. Perfect. Look at that. Right to the top. I'm impressed. Alright, so now you have yourself a nice tropical rum punch. Let's give it a taste. Ooh. That's outstanding. It's really good. So again, I'll put the recipe for the rum punch in the description along with measurements, and basically it's just equal parts of all of the rum, the juices, and squeeze of this. If you're making it in the larger quantity, I recommend getting the can of cream of coconut, and I just use one whole can. They're kind of a smaller can, maybe 8 ounce, 6 ounce, something like that. And that's it, guys. Like I said, this turned out really good. I'm hoping with time this will age even better, and we'll end up with something, you know, even better as time goes on. I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated probably in the comments. I'm probably not going to make another video specifically on this particular experiment. However, like I mentioned, there is going to be another version of this coming in the future, probably once I finish this so I can have the jars back. But I'm going to pick a rum that I really like drinking, and I like drinking it straight up. So if I can drink it straight up like a pirate, then I can absolutely imagine that these wonderful pineapples from Hawaii will take on an amazing flavor. Probably leave you with liquid that is scary easy to drink. And actually, this is really easy to drink too. But the other rum, you can just drink it as is. So I'd imagine the liquid would be like water. And I think the pineapple left behind will be much easier to eat, which is also potentially dangerous. So always be careful when you're doing things like this. You really don't know how to gauge how much alcohol is in like the pineapple or fruit of your choice. So yeah. Always do it responsibly. Cheers, guys. See you guys in the next video. Take care.